Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you've been watching for a while, then you know that I had a flood here a while back that destroyed a lot of equipment. Well, one of the things that was destroyed was an Angel's Horn turntable that I had just gotten about a month prior, and I really liked it. Well, the folks at Angel's Horn saw that review and said, well, if you liked that one, let's send you this one. You can keep it, see what you think, and let everybody know. And that's what we're going to do today. Hopefully this fits with the channel theme of equipment for, just the everyman who's out there, the enthusiast who's maybe not an audiophile, but not a beginner either. So hopefully this turntable will fit into that genre. We'll see. Stay tuned. Well, the first thing we need to do is probably take a look around the box. You can tell a lot by a product by the packaging, in my opinion. Now, the top of the box, very clean. It does show a picture of the unit. Now, the one that we got is the walnut finish, which is what it shows on the box. It's also apparently also available in black. But it does say it has a 24-month warranty, which is pretty impressive. I mean, nowadays, you're lucky if you have a warranty on stuff that lasts more than 30 days. But if we look at the features that they're talking about on this, it does say audiophile features. We'll see about that. But it does have Bluetooth output. This one does not have a built-in amp or speakers, so it's a standalone unit. So it does have a Bluetooth transmitter for wireless music streaming to your favorite Bluetooth speakers and headphones. And it says you can use both the Bluetooth and the RCA output at the same time, so that's kind of neat. Quality cartridge. It does have a stereo dual moving magnet type AT3600L cartridge. And that is an Audio-Technica cartridge. It's not a cheap knockoff, no-name brand from China. It's actually an Audio-Technica. Now, it's not a moving coil or anything really expensive or what I would consider to be an audiophile cartridge, but it is a good, well-tested, good cartridge that they've put on it. So I'm expecting the sound to be really good. Now, it also does say it has a phono preamp. It says if you don't have a phono preamplifier in your current hi-fi setup, you'll benefit from the built-in one. If you want to use another phono preamp, you can easily switch it off. So it does have a built-in phono preamp, but it is also set up for folks who have their own, or maybe you have an old hi-fi system that has a built-in phono preamp. You can use the one that you have there. So it seems like it's going to be pretty flexible. All right, well, let's go ahead and get this open and see what it looks like on the inside. Now, one thing I will say is I was actually impressed with how it was packaged to ship. This actually came shipped within a box, So they did a really good job of packing it up for shipping. Well, let's go ahead and get the unit out of the box here. Now, it looks like to start off with, we have the Perspex or plexiglass cover for the unit, which is nice quality. Looks like it's molded really well. There's no seams in it. Looks nice. Little rubber feet on it. All right. Got our belt, 45 RPM adapter, some other stuff. The instructions. 2-point cartridge alignment protractor, so we can align the cartridge up. Now let's go ahead and get the unit itself out. It is well packed in here. There we go. And we also have the turntable itself. Let me get the box out of the way. And a set of RCA cables. So the turntable itself, just like the other one was, is really heavy. It's a real heavy piece of metal. And it does come with a felt pad on it as well, which is nice. Go ahead and get everything else out. Looks like we've got a power adapter with the US plug on it. It does say the counterweight is in here. Yep, there's our counterweight. And the unit itself. The unit itself feels nice and heavy. It's got a good weight to it, which was something that I had noticed on the other one as well. It wasn't cheap and plasticky feeling. It's actually a wood base. Remove the shipping stuff here. Do have a piece of tape over the cartridge, and they did tie down the tone arm, even though it does have a lock on it. Same metal tone arm as the one before, which is nice. Single switch for 33 or 45 RPM. Looks like the rest of the controls and everything are on the back. So we'll go ahead and get this thing turned around here so we can have a look. Now on the back, you do have a ground stud, so you can ground your turntable, which is important. Left and right RCA outputs. A switch to go between the built-in phono preamp or not. So you got phono if you're going to use your own preamp, or line level if you want to use the built-in one. Your 12-volt input and an on and off switch. So it seems like it's pretty easy to use, pretty simple, not a whole lot to it. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing put together, and then we'll see how it works and talk a little bit more about the specs. All right, so to start off with, slide the cartridge cover off of it. It does have an anti-skating weight, which is something the other one didn't have. It does have instructions on where to install that at. And then we have the counterweight. There we go. So we'll set that on there. Now within the packet is also a belt, which very simply goes around here. And then around the pulley. Make sure we don't have any kinks in that. That looks good. Then we do have the cover that needs to go on. That just snaps in on the back. There we go. Looks like that anti-skating weight piece got a little bit bent. There we go. Alright, so there is the unit all set up. And we can put our turntable on and our mat. Now I will say the instructions on this are pretty good. It does show installing the lid, the turntable platter, belt setup. Do have the tracking force adjustment. It's saying between 3 and 6 grams, but I believe the cartridge that's on there is about 3.5 grams of tracking force, and we'll get that adjusted up here in just a second. But pretty simple instructions, so a normal person can use it, even somebody that's never used a turntable before. Shows connection to an amplifier using Bluetooth, everything's in here, and it is multi-language as well. So pretty decent, pretty thick manual, and also a copy of their warranty. Now in here the warranty says 3 years, so I'm going to have to check into that, but you can register your warranty online. It does come with a 45 RPM adapter for the people who want to enjoy their singles. All right, let's get the plug here. We'll just fire it up and make sure it works. And it does work. Very nice. All right, so let's get the tracking force set. And before we set the tracking force, I did go ahead and put the cartridge protractor on there, and actually it looks like it's set good from the factory there. All right, so we'll go ahead and get the scale out here. Let's see what our tracking force is. We're at about 2. 259. Just a hair. I like to shoot the difference there. Oh, about 3 1/4, so that should be fine. That was easy enough. So we've got the tracking force set. The anti-skate weight is on there. All right, so we've got it all hooked up with RCA cables. We're ready to go. And I've got this hooked into my sound system so I can give it a listen. Now, I can't play too much of the music because it'll be a copyright strike, but I'll try to get a couple of clips so we can see what it sounds like. We'll get it started, then I'll cut to a couple of direct captures for you. So it's a very, very nice feel to the tone arm, nice metal tone arm. It's not plastic. Does have a soft release mechanism on it too. Nice and slow down onto the album. Overall, I feel like it's a pretty nice unit. Let's see what it sounds like. Now, it does not have auto stop, so you do have to stop it when you're done, but that's fine with me. That's not a huge deal. I'd rather have one that sounds good, that's of good quality, rather than having a bunch of features. All right, let's get some direct captures on it. So my overall impression of this unit from Angel's Horn, I actually like it. I think it's a pretty good turntable for the money. Now, it's not an audiophile $10,000 turntable, but it's also not a $50 or $100 cheap plastic Amazon suitcase model either. This one kind of falls in the middle. I think it would work well for people who are looking to get into vinyl for the first time, and also for people who have an established collection, but maybe they don't want to use vintage stuff that needs a lot of service either. This one having the Bluetooth, I think, is a nice feature. You can use it with a lot of modern speakers and modern setups, but having the built-in phono preamp is nice too, so you can send it off to an amplifier or use your own phono preamp by turning the one that's in it off. I think it's overall a very, very nice unit. It's also in a form factor and a size that'll fit along with a lot of your vintage equipment if you have that as well. So I think it's a good solution for people who are experienced and people who are brand new to the hobby. So those are my thoughts. If you guys have thoughts on it, let me know what you think. If you've used one, if you've owned one for a long time, let me know that as well. And we'll see you next time here on Vintage Electronics Channel. Happy listening.